in song, it might sound like non più andrai farfallone amoroso, notte e giorno d'intorno girando, delle belle turbando e riposo, narcisetta dolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando e riposo, narcisetta dolcino d'amor. Thank you, thank you. So, hello everyone, my name is Alex Chen, and I am a classical musician in the Greater Victoria area. Specifically, I play piano, and I'm also an opera singer, so I get to tell stories through music and movement. On the piano end of things, I love being able to tell stories where we don't even have to use words. We can just create a whole world of sound. My name is Alex Chen, and I am the feature artist for the Art Gallery of Greater Victoria's School Workshops this year, looking at the works of Dylan Thomas. These workshops are so meaningful to me because getting young people engaged with their own voices as well as the voices of other artists is so important, because artistic creation is for everyone, and it's really important to start young to make sure people know that their voices matter.
So I want to start in a good way by expressing my gratitude, my thanks to the Qwul'thilum people whose lands we are on right now. I'm learning to say that word, Qwul'thilum. They come Sartlet people. I'm so grateful that we're able to gather together and learn together and play and make art on these lands. So we're starting in circle, and we're starting by expressing gratitude to the lands. Does anybody have an idea why we're doing that? Why that's important? Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that the person had the medicine wheel with 4 corners and the circle right there.
Ah, so you're reminded of the medicine wheel with the circle shape? Oh, interesting. Thank you. Yeah, I think of that, and I also think of how we're facing hearts. And maybe we can see each other better than if we're in a line and we can see the back of the person in front of us. Thank you for that.
I am so honored to be collaborating with a different guest artist every year for the school workshop program. This year it's Alex Chen, and this year we're taking inspiration from the artist Dylan Thomas, who's Coast Salish from Layaxan Nation. And we're also collaborating with the UVic Indigenous Education Department. So the guest artist and the UVic students are creating experiential workshops inspired by Dylan Thomas's mandala artworks that you can find in our teacher resource guide. And we're embodying them through sound and movement with Alex, and the UVic students are inviting young learners to make collage or do mark making inspired by the mandalas. So many different ways of experiencing artwork and appreciating what it means to learn more, to celebrate, to honor Indigenous art and artists more deeply. It's been very touching to hear young learners' reflections and insights. So I hope that they take away a deeper appreciation for what it means to be an artist, excitement around that they could run into this guest artist or Dylan Thomas on the street in this region. And I hope they go away with a sense of knowing that their creative voice and visions truly matter.
Well, we learned how to go like high pitch and low pitch, and we learned how to draw Indigenous shapes. The sounds are pretty fun, but I kind of like just looking at the pictures and sharing what we see. It's like I said to my friends, you can see different things than your friends. It's like if I see a bird, maybe my friend sees like a frog. I learned that First Nations have many different shapes, and I drew my dog. I used a trigon, ovals, and circles.
My favorite part was learning about the shapes and the paintings and artists.
I learned that there were a lot of different shapes, and some of them, like the triangle, are similar to ours, except it's called a trigon. I liked how it had like shapes that kind of reminded us as faces, and I also liked how everybody was making noises. That was fun. I learned that the triangles from the First Nations are actually called trigons. My favorite part was everything because we got to look at two pieces of art and we got to do some movement with the paintings, and we also got to do our own type of art. It's not quite finished yet. I just have to do the sun and the moon, but it's an orca who's holding the ocean and holding the lakes and the land, and its eye, it's the earth.
Hi, I'm Natalie Louie. I'm a part of the UVic education program, and I really enjoyed being a part of this workshop today. It allowed me to engage really authentically with the First Peoples principles of learning and engage in their ways of knowing and being, which was really nice. And it was really nice to see how passionate the younger kids were and excited about what we were doing.
Hi, I'm Kate McGowan, and I'm part of the UVic Bachelor of Education program for elementary education. And I really enjoyed this experience because it allowed me to work with students within Indigenous education in a new way, which I haven't done a lot in the past, and we got to do art, so that was really fun.
Hi, my name is Holly. I'm from the University of Victoria in the elementary education program. I really enjoyed this workshop because it did get us creative and spend time with students who were really passionate about learning about Indigenous education. And as well, they did have a lot of background knowledge with some of the Indigenous shapes that we used for our art projects, and it was really great to see.
My name is Madeline. I'm from the UVic Bachelor of Education program, and basically from the workshop that we did today, it was really great to see how passionate the kids were and how much they learned about Indigenous worldviews and First Peoples principles of learning. It was great to authentically engage in those also myself.
One of the First Peoples principles of learning that I think a lot about is learning is involved in memory, history, and story. Something specific about story is that there's a lot of ways to tell a story other than just reading one. So for example, today we told stories with the art we made, or maybe the movement we did, or the sound we made.
This has been a wonderful opportunity, not just to collaborate with the Art Gallery of Greater Victoria, but also to learn what is happening in the schools around reconciliation, indigenization, and decolonization. And there are many ways in which one can explore these ideas with young students, with young learners. But art has provided a doorway for us to explore what this means and what reconciliation might look like. This collaboration that we have had for the past 5 years has provided opportunity to learn, to grow, to advance our knowledge and our learning, and also to deepen our relationships with the different Indigenous communities in the local nations with whom we work and from whom we learn. So it has been really amazing. There are many different outcomes that have resulted from this collaboration. And one of them is that hopefully our pre-service teachers in our teacher education programs will be more prepared to go into their classrooms in the near future and use some of these skills and some of these approaches to teaching and learning with Indigenous people, from Indigenous people, and about Indigenous people, mostly through art, but also through the experiences they are provided in this collaboration to be in the schools even if it's briefly.